Welcome back to this week's edition of Inside the Vandals. Now, the women's volleyball team is off to a great start this season, and a couple of upperclassmen are making the most of their senior season. Carol Zinke has our report.
The Vandals volleyball team ended the 2011 season with an impressive 10-4 record and finished third overall in the Western Athletic Conference. With the success last season and the core of starters returning, Coach Debbie Buchanan has high expectations for the team this season.
And, I think that as we continue into the season, we're going to keep improving. We're better than we were last year in a lot of things. And I think that we're going to hit a higher peak than we did last year. It's just we're still trying to work out a few of the kinks right now.
Returning outside hitter Allison Baker is one of the Vandals' star players, with the second most hits out of anyone in the Western Athletic Conference. Baker says everyone on the team needs to be accountable in order to have success.
I'm trying to be a leader on the court and doing your job. I think everybody just has to take care of their own job and it'll work out.
Coach Buchanan expects senior Janelle Chow to be the glue player this season for the Vandals.
I think Janelle right now is playing the best that she's played. She's still learning some things, she's still getting better, but, she's playing at a much higher level. She's, that first weekend that we were home, we were winning games. A lot of the reason why is because of the things she's doing in the back row.
I'm just excited for it. I'm sad that it's my senior season, but it's a way to go all out and play for the best and play for me and play for the team.
For Inside the Vandals, this is Carol Zinke reporting. The women's soccer team is back home this week. Kyle Westcott with the preview.
Idaho traveled to Florida this weekend to try its hand against some of NCAA's best teams. The Vandals faced off against University of Miami, who was ranked 30th in the country, and Florida International University, who participated in the NCAA tournament last year.
Miami got some very skillful players, but they've got the speed and athleticism. All those conferences down that way, SEC, the ACC, you see it in every sport. They're big, strong, and athletic. And we've just got to play our game and know that if we play our game, we can hopefully give them a game and come out with something from it.
Coming off a 2-game losing streak in Boise, the Vandals opened against Miami, hoping to break the streak. Unfortunately, Miami outplayed the Vandals and won 3-0. The Vandals didn't fare much better against Florida International, losing 6-0. Beside the 4-game losing streak, head coach Pete Scholler remains optimistic.
Well, it's great for them as players because they've worked hard to get here. Either a freshman or a senior, they've put a lot into this program or a lot into getting here. And this just deserts of rewards for that, We've just got to make sure that Hurricane Vandal hits town when it needs to.
The Vandals will play Eastern Washington on the 14th and Washington State on the 16th. Head coach Scholler is looking to his seniors to carry his team out of the losing streak.
On and off the field, we've got some fantastic leaders. Off the field, we need them to bring that on the field. It's starting to come through now more readily, but we still need that a bit more on the field, and when that clicks, Bob's your uncle.
For Inside the Vandals, I'm Kyle Westcott.
Thank you, Kyle, and good luck to the Idaho women later this week. Time now for our Campus Connection, where we take you inside the University of Idaho campus and show you what is going on. And one Idaho professor had a significant impact on this summer's Olympics in London. Katie Winsler has more on his story.
One leg, two leg, or no legs, it's all about living a normal life. For South Africa's Oscar Pistorius, competing in the Olympics with running-specific prosthetic legs was a dream come true. That dream was turned into a reality after Oscar was originally banned from the competition when a team of researchers, including Craig McGowan from the University of Idaho, showed these legs didn't give him an unfair energetic advantage.
A different method measuring his oxygen consumption over a broad range, and we're able to show that he fit the same curve as many other athletes. So he doesn't fatigue any differently than any of the other athletes competing.
The research was enough for Oscar's ban to be overturned, and as a result, he was able to compete.
He really just works very, very hard and just wants to compete. In the process, he made it very clear that he just wanted to know the truth. He seemed very open to the fact that if there was some type of an advantage due to the prosthetics, that he wouldn't compete. He wasn't trying to come up with some magical data that would make it okay. He just wanted to know the truth.
McGowan says these prosthetic legs aren't new. In fact, they've been around since the 1980s and haven't changed much.
And so there's been a number of very good athletes run on these running-specific prosthetics who have not come anywhere near the speeds that Oscar is able to achieve. He really is truly a unique athlete.
Pistorius was eliminated in the semifinals of the 400 meters and also ran in the final of the 4x400 relay. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Katie Winsler.
Thank you, Katie. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Inside the Vandals. When we come back next week, we're going to take a look back at the LSU contest and preview the Wyoming game, the next home game here in the Dome. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you next week. I'm Dennis Patchen for this week's Inside the Idaho Vandals.